Hey there, it's Allison Kurak from Stitched Real Estate. I have a new video for you guys today, which was inspired by a question one of you wrote on my YouTube channel in one of my other videos, which was, how do you take a vacation as a transaction coordinator? Well, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but there are a couple ways to do it, and so I'm going to give you some tips here in this video today. If you are currently a TC who's never taken a vacation, I hope you'll find some inspiration in this for some ways you can make it work. And if you're an aspiring TC who's like, whoa, wait, what am I going to do without my PTO? Then this video will give you some ideas of what to realistically expect as well. Okay, so this video, I got the question a while ago, but it's also really well timed because I recently came back from a week-long vacation and I had to make it work. And so here are a couple different ways you can do it. So first of all, taking a vacation as a TC is just difficult. It's actually probably my number one con of being a TC and running my own business. Actually, I was talking to my mother-in-law who was also on the vacation, who's an agent, and we were kind of just saying, day to day, we love running our own business. We love working hard. We like doing this. The only time being an entrepreneur in the real estate world, is honestly a little annoying, is when we want to take a vacation. And there's a couple reasons for this. Obviously, as an entrepreneur, and if you are running your own business and you are the one-person show, then there's no one really to fall back on. So it all falls on you. But then take it a step further in real estate, there's always something going on as a transaction coordinator. Yes, I can take a break from working on marketing, or I could take a break from doing some admin work for the week and catch up the next week. But open files, deadlines, emails, that stuff doesn't just go away, and it can't just be put on pause. I think with some other entrepreneurs, maybe you take project-based things and you're able to stop and not have any projects for a week or something. But it's really hard in real estate to have any type of true break. So we need somehow for all the files to stay monitored while we take our vacation. It's something I'm still working on. It probably stresses me out more than anything, but that's why I really want to make a whole video to answer this question. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to recommend, no matter what strategy you implement that I'm about to share, that you try to time your vacation at a traditionally less busy time of the real estate market. So historically, spring, summer, and even fall are the busiest times of the year, and the winter, dead winter, January, February, around the holidays, November, December are the slowest. So if I'm ever personally choosing to take a vacation, especially maybe like a week-long vacation or something, or somewhere where I really want to be able to relax or truly enjoy and explore, or somewhere where I'm going to have a big time difference, so it would be really hard to manage my work, I'm going to try to time it around these slower times of year. You may find that different in your business or your market, but I found it's pretty standard across the country, across the industry. So I will try to time things around this. I even got married in November because it was slower. And my husband's an accountant, so we pretty much had 2 months out of the year to work for both of us. So it can be difficult for sure. So timing it around slower times of the year, slower times of your business, it helps take a lot of stress off your plate, and it also makes implementing these next 4 ideas I'm going to share with you easier. Okay, so now that we've planned our vacation for ideally a slower time of the year, if possible. I know it can be hard with families and people in school and things like that, but as much as possible, that's what I recommend. If you can't, you can still implement these next 4 tips. Okay, so tip number 1 is going to be the easiest if you have this in place. So that's going to be having an assistant or a team member that can take over the files for you and watch them while you're gone. Obviously, this is the easiest thing to do because you already have someone in place on your own team or on your payroll that knows how you work, is familiar somewhat with the files and the clients, and is able to step in and monitor everything and work on it for however long you're gone. Obviously, this is ideal. It still takes a little bit of work. Maybe I'll make a deeper video about how to prepare someone else to cover for you on vacation, but it's the easiest to implement. However, as I mentioned before, a lot of us are one-person shows, one-person companies, and so we don't have an assistant we can just hand everything off to and then go shut off our phone and lay on the beach in the Bahamas for a week. So if you are a one-person show, the next 3 tips are more specifically for you. Okay, so the first one is probably going to be what you don't want to hear, but it's the second easiest if you don't have anyone to help you, which is to just work while you're on the vacation. Now, this doesn't sound very fun, and I would really only recommend it in a couple circumstances, and the main thing is going to be when you don't have a ton of files working. So if you only have a very small amount of files, you could probably get up, monitor your emails, do your work within like 30 minutes in the morning, and then you would be able to enjoy the vacation to whatever extent, just making sure you have your phone on you if things come up, and that you either have your computer with you, or within, a few hours or before the end of the day, you're able to get back to your computer and assist with the task. So if you're going somewhere locally, like within your state or country, if it's a more relaxed vacation without a lot of excursions or activities, or something where you just totally want to relax and be unplugged, and it's a slower time of year, so maybe not as much as coming in, or you could time it around a holiday weekend, something like that, when you're going to take off anyway, then I think this is an easy way to implement. Also, if you're first starting out, you probably don't have too much going on, and you might not be as comfortable implementing some of the other vacation tips, so you may just be kind of working on vacation. But like I said, I actually worked on the most recent vacation I went on. I would get up in the morning earlier before everyone else, get some hours of work done, and then monitor my phone and emails throughout the day. Some days I didn't even have to come back to my desktop and get anything done, but some days I did. So just being aware that it won't be like a normal PTO vacation, but one of the beauties of being a TC and working remotely is that you can work from anywhere in the world. However, when I've gone out of the country, I feel like just with my phone and time changes, it's really difficult to implement this. But if you're doing a more casual trip or a shorter trip or somewhere close to your area or something like that, where you will have access to phone and computer, it's a pretty easy option. Okay, that probably wasn't one you wanted to hear, so I have a few more tips for you on how to get more of actually enjoying your vacation. Okay, so the next tip is going to be to discuss with the agents about actually taking time off and then prorating their transaction fees. So if you don't have anyone to cover for you, you can't or really don't want to work while you're on your vacation because you do deserve some time off, or it's just not logistically possible, you could just discuss with the agents, hey, I'm going to be off this week, especially if it's a slower time of year, might be helpful, and say, you will be responsible for kind of managing the emails and the files. I'll do as much as I can beforehand and when I get back, but I will be off these dates. I won't be able to reach. Because of this, any transactions we have going, I'm going to give you a discount of X amount, or I'm going to prorate it based on the days and take those days off the fee or something. So, I don't typically recommend just leaving the agents hanging, but sometimes you might not have another choice, and they may be understanding. I would just give them something in return, as in discounting or prorating the price, so that while they're managing their own transactions, they're not having to still pay the full fee on those. This also can be helpful when it comes to planning around holidays or long weekends, where you may get days off anyway. If the title company's closed and the lender's closed, I don't think it would hurt for you to be closed, and the agents will be really understanding, so that can kind of help timing the time of year as well around things like that. Okay, and the last one is to network with other TCs in your area or who work in your area or state. If you're part of my membership group, this is a great opportunity to connect with other people in the group who may be willing to help you out while you're away. If you're not, it's linked below in the description under exclusive access for extra content from me to join our members group. But this is a great place to network. Even if you're not part of the group, consider networking or reaching out to other TCs that you know. They may be more than willing to help you. You could kind of set up a buddy system where they cover for you when you're gone and you cover for them. You'll probably want to pay them some type of fee, maybe like $50 to $100 a day, depending on how many transactions you have and what kind of work they'll be needing to cover. But y'all can work that out among yourselves. But if there's someone you know or someone you get to know that knows your area that you can learn to trust, you could give them access to work on your files, let all the agents know you're going out of town, but you do have someone you trust in place to cover for them. And so that can be a really good strategy. I also like this strategy if you don't have anyone to lean on, because by establishing it for maybe something fun like a vacation, you'll also have a contact of another TC that can help you out if you ever had an emergency or you were sick and you really could not get to the computer. Most agents are understanding, but sometimes, if you're going to be, something comes up for a few days or something, like as a business owner, you have to make sure everything's taken care of. So having another TC you can rely on and that can rely on you, I think is really great. You guys could even find a small network of each other, like 3 or 4 or 5, and you can kind of trade off and then ask each other in case someone's not available on your date. So that's a really good way to do it. Like we said first, the easiest thing is to have someone on your team or an assistant cover for you, but a lot of us don't have that. So the second best is to find other people, build a network of TCs and say, this is another TC I work with a lot. She's great. She knows this. He does this. He specializes in this area, whatever. Make the agents feel comfortable. The TC has the opportunity to make a little extra income, and then y'all can balance each other out by helping each other out when needed. So that's a huge tip on that. Okay, so how to take vacation as TC. It's difficult. We know that. Easiest thing, if you have other people on your team, let them cover for you and step in. If you don't and you're a one-person show, then you can work while you're on the vacation. You can not work and prorate or give the agent some type of discount and just make them aware of it. Or lastly, number 5, you can network with other TCs who work in your area to see if they'd be willing to cover for you and you guys could get some type of partnership going. I highly recommend that, especially if you really just want to relax and not check your email. But if you're doing transaction coordinating as an entrepreneur, you probably are still going to look at your phone at least once a day on your vacation. But you can get out of having to live in the email notifications by having someone else help you out. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope it didn't scare you away. It is so rewarding to own your own business and be your own entrepreneur and be able to work from anywhere in the world. So there's a ton of positives, but figuring out your vacation time is just a little trickier. So I hope these tips helped you. If you have other tips, I'd love for you to comment them so we can all get more ideas from each other. And if you're interested in the membership community, like I said, that link will be below in the description. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day.